Hello everybody, welcome to Finance Fridays with Naki. I'm excited about today's topic. We're going to be talking about couples financial management. How can you as a couple with your partner manage your finances in order to attain your different financial goals and financial targets? It's already hard enough, to manage your own personal finances. Now you have to think of managing your finances, including or taking into account your partner's financial goals and financial targets. And this is hard because sometimes you don't even understand their goals or their targets, or you don't really see their significance, but you have to support because that's what they want. So let's get into how you can manage your finances with your partner and make the process more effective and easier to follow. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can also comment some of the topics that you want us to discuss or to speak of. Let's get into it. Set your financial goals and financial targets together. It just helps you to be on the same page, and it helps you to set your priorities right. Speak of your short-term goals, your long-term goals. Where do you see yourself? Do you want to purchase a house anytime soon? Do you want to have kids anytime soon? Which schools do you want your kids to go to? Your retirement savings, which investments do you want to look into? So just understanding where each one of you is at helps you to set your priorities right and plan in advance. The next point is to create a budget together, a budget that will include both your incomes and expenses. And you also have to ensure that your budget is realistic. Look at what are some of the things that you're putting on your budget. What expenses do you incur on a monthly basis? Be honest with yourselves. If there are any adjustments you need to make to your budget, make them. If there are adjustments you both need to make to your lifestyle, you also need to make those adjustments. One thing that my husband and I probably made a mistake about when we initially started budgeting was us actually understating some of our expenses. Knowing that on date night, this is how we'll probably spend, but just understating it so that everything can fit into our income. So it's important to know what you spend money on, what variances you had from the previous month, what did you spend on that you didn't budget on, and what will you do going forward to ensure that you track your spending and you're still within your income. There's a lot of online tools that you can actually use for budgeting and to track your spending. A lot of apps as well, but I will also create one in Excel that I'll put in the description box. So it will not have everything that you need, but you can personalize it to ensure that it incorporates your kind of lifestyle, spending, and income as well. Another thing is for you to be able to plan for emergencies. Car repairs, children medicals, whatever it is that you didn't plan for, family weddings, God forbid, but family funerals, just having to plan for things in advance, right? Because this will help you to not have those unexpected expenses that will take you off your budget and off your plan, and ultimately remove you from your financial goals as a couple. So you need to have an emergency fund that you put this money. So on your budget, you should actually include that line item that shows how much of your incomes you will be taking to emergency fund. You also need to communicate regularly. Speak about your spending. What things have changed in your life? What expenditures are probably coming in your life? Even some expenses could be seasonal, so you need to constantly follow up with each other. If you're still happy with the budget, does it still fit your lifestyle? Does it still fit your goals and what you're doing? It just helps you to understand your goals and understand your that you're still on the same page, and it avoids misunderstandings. So just constantly checking in with your partner if they're still happy with the budget just helps you to ensure that you're still on the same page and your priorities are still together. Another thing about communication is the fact that you might not sometimes understand what your partner is spending on. It doesn't mean that it's not needed on the budget. So if you don't really understand its significance or why they have to spend on that item every month or regularly, just try to seek understanding or seek clarity. This will help you to it just helps to make sure everyone feels included in the budgeting process, and you also care about their financial goals and financial targets. So it just helps it, and in some instances some people actually go to the extent of seeing a financial coach as a couple, because then they can have those difficult discussions where they don't agree about certain spendings. Because for me, for example, I love shopping, for clothes specifically, and my husband might not understand why I love to shop for clothes. So there are times we have to adjust the budget and look at, okay, what is important in this month, what can we take out, how much should we allocate towards this, and you just both have to be very reasonable and understand each other's priorities as well. Be open and honest about your financial situation. So especially this normally happens when people are about to get married. So if you don't open up about debts that you're owing, your credit ratings, your credit worthiness, where you're at, and the people that you're owing, what savings do you have, what businesses have you invested in. If you're not honest about all these things, you do not make informed decisions when making your budget or when looking at your income and expenditure. So it's always important to be transparent and honest about where you're at in terms of your finances. A good skill to have as a couple is to also allocate responsibilities when it comes to your budget. Who takes care of which expenses? It helps with accountability, it helps with tracking. It also helps you to feel as though you're working in partnership and you both want your financial goals and financial targets you both want to ensure both of you reach your financial goals and financial targets. So it's always good then to allocate your responsibilities. Who pays the water bills, the electricity bills, if it's rentals or bonds, whatever it is that expenses you have, which income buys clothes. And it's even better if you've got different streams of income, you can actually use those different streams of income to distribute them towards which expenses they'll cater for. So one stream of income can cater for the children, one can cater for your investments, one for your savings, one for your daily expenses, so it just depends on what are your streams of income, how much do you earn, and it obviously then will be in proportion to how much the other person earns. I don't really have to say that you should have a joint account. So I think a joint account just helps with transparency. But if you do have one, then you can still allocate using your joint account. But if you don't have one, then it's important to distribute the expenses according to your proportion of income. These are just some of the points that I have that will help you to manage your finances as a couple. So it's good to actually have a financial coach assist you as a couple to reach your financial targets if you're struggling to communicate, or if there's certain topics or areas that you just need to bounce off an independent person. So it's always good to have other people to check in with and just get objective responses. Managing finances as a couple is not easy. It requires a lot of teamwork, communication, and compromise. I hope this helps. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. See you next time.